My experiences with the Yowie, the hairy man, goes back a long, long time. I first encountered the Yowie when I was 7 years of age. I'll backtrack a little bit. My mother's had a spinal disability all of her life, and it flared up when she basically had me in her 20s. So she was down in hospital for a long, long time, and my grandparents raised me and taught me how to read, showed me wondrous things in the bush, and my grandfather taught me how to track rabbits, actually, when I was 7. We often used to go down to what was called the Commons. This was a place in rural New South Wales. It's a housing estate all over the place now, but back in the late 60s, this was a place where there was lots of forest. And we used to go down to the common grounds, and we'd cut wood. Now, we'd cut little sticks called morning sticks, and this was to start the fire the next morning. The house that she lived in, my grandmother lived in with my grandfather, was mud brick. Had a concrete floor, as I recall of it, had electricity. Not much else though. The only heating and cooking system was a fireplace. So here was this thing. We went down to the common one time to get our morning sticks. My grandfather, he would always take his .410 shotgun. And my grandmother, she would cut some wood, and my grandfather would put the gun down, cut some wood. I would gather up the morning sticks and put it back into the Ford Anglican. And this particular day, I do remember this particular day rather well. I'm looking towards the trees and I could see something standing in the trees. It was a shadow, certainly, but it seemed to be quite tall what it was. Now, look, I was only 7. I was a little lad. So I'm wandering towards this group of trees. I'm looking at this dark shape. You can see this long arms and it seemed to have hair on it. I could sort of see the face, kind of human-ish, but I don't recall seeing a neck. But I know it sounded quite tall and seemed quite skinny. It seemed to have long arms, and I'm walking towards this clump of trees and I'm trying to figure out, what am I seeing? What is this? And what is this? I'm looking at this and it's like a long arm reached out towards me. And I was nearly going to reach out and touch the hand. And then suddenly I was pulled away. My grandmother had grabbed me around my waist and was running back to the car, screeching and screaming. And my grandfather was shooting his gun, his .410, into those trees, and then ejecting the shell and reloading, shooting again, ejecting the shell and shooting again. It was quite something. It's a memory that sort of stuck with me for a lot of my life. I mean, I forgot about it for a few decades, but there's just that thing about the bush. You go out in there and you can't trust that it's going to be safe for you. So this happened in 1967. And as for my skeptics who say, you've got wrinkles and aged face, well, I'm in my mid-60s. What do you expect? I'm going to do some more recounting on this sort of situation, on my encounters with Yowie in a little bit, but I want to teach people of the danger that's there. And the skeptics will say, there's no danger. Okay, not yet for you. But this creature is a predator. And you need to be aware of that.